Hey everyone, it's your boy Roblox Master, and get this, Christmas is just around the corner. I know, right? Time flies when you're having fun building in Roblox. But you know me, I love a good time. And what's more fun than festive cheer? We're talking crazy Christmas facts, the kind that make you go, wait, what? You know, those conversation starters that make you the life of the holiday party. So grab your Santa hats, pour a glass of eggnog, and let's jingle all the way into some mind-blowing Christmas trivia. Okay, first up, a real head-scratcher. You think Christmas, you think December 25th, right? Like peanut butter and jelly, they just go together. But guess what? Christmas wasn't always celebrated on December 25th. It's true. Turns out they chose this date to coincide with a pagan festival. Who knew, right? Speaking of ancient history, did you know that Christmas trees have been around for ages, like way before Mariah Carey started defrosting herself for the holidays? We're talking ancient Egyptians and Romans, people. Turns out they used evergreen trees to celebrate their winter festivals. Talk about a blast from the past. And you know who else is real? Okay, maybe not real, but based on a real guy, Santa Claus. Yep, the big man himself was inspired by St. Nicholas. He was this super generous bishop back in the 4th century. Apparently he loved giving gifts to kids. What a legend. Chapter 4. First fake trees made of feathers? Speaking of gifts, those artificial Christmas trees everybody loves? The very first ones were made out of goose feathers. Can you imagine that? Imagine the mess. Apparently they were all the rage in 19th century Germany. Goose feathers. Who thinks of this stuff? Chapter 5. Rudolph, a total marketing genius. And speaking of things you wouldn't believe, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer? Total marketing gimmick. Yep, he was created for a booklet back in 1939. But hey, it worked. Rudolph's a superstar now. Chapter 6. Jingle Bells wasn't meant for Christmas? This one blew my mind. Jingle Bells, the most Christmassy song ever? Hold on to your Santa hats, folks, because it was actually written for Thanksgiving. James Lord Pierpont wrote it in 1857, and it wasn't even supposed to be about Christmas. Chapter 7, KFC for Christmas? Only in Japan. Okay, this one's just wild. In Japan, they eat KFC for Christmas dinner. No, seriously, it all started in the 1970s with a super successful marketing campaign. Now it's a tradition. Talk about finger-licking good holidays. Chapter 8, world's tallest tree? Taller than a giraffe. And speaking of things that are tall, the world's tallest Christmas tree was over 200 feet tall. That's like taller than a bunch of giraffes stacked on top of each other. It was in Seattle in 1950. Imagine trying to decorate that thing. Chapter 9, banned Christmas? Sounds like someone's on the naughty list. This one's kind of a bummer. Christmas was actually banned in England for a while, from 1647 to 1660. The Puritans weren't exactly known for their holiday cheer, you know? They thought Christmas was too frivolous. Can you imagine? Alright, time for a little word nerd moment. You know how people say Xmas? Ever wonder where that came from? Well, the X actually represents the Greek letter chi, which is the first letter of Christ in Greek. So it's not just a lazy abbreviation, it's got history. And speaking of history, the first Christmas card was sent way back in 1843. That's older than my grandma. It was designed by John Callcott Horsley for Sir Henry Cole. Can you imagine getting a Christmas card in the mail back then? Okay, this one's my favorite. In Iceland, they don't have one Santa Claus, they have 13. Yep, 13 Yule lads, each with their own personality. They visit kids on the 13 nights leading up to Christmas. Talk about a party. Chapter 13, stockings, not just for socks anymore. Speaking of traditions, you know the whole hanging stockings thing? Well, that comes from a legend about good old St. Nicholas. He supposedly left gold coins in the stockings of 3 poor sisters. What a guy. Chapter 14. Biggest gift ever? You're looking at it. And speaking of gifts, you want to know what the biggest Christmas gift ever was? The Statue of Liberty. No joke. France gave it to the United States in 1886. Talk about a generous friend. Roller skating to church? Only in Venezuela. Okay, this one's just plain fun. In Venezuela, they roller skate to church on Christmas morning. Can you imagine? It's a tradition in Caracas. Talk about a festive commute. And speaking of fun traditions, caroling actually started as a way to spread news. Like, before Twitter and all that, people would sing about current events. So next time you're belting out Deck the Halls, remember, you're basically a singing newspaper. Speaking of carols, the most popular Christmas song of all time, White Christmas by Bing Crosby. It's sold over 50 million copies. That's more than any other Christmas song ever. A true holiday classic. Hidden pickle? That's one way to spice up Christmas. This one's a little weird, but kinda cool. In Germany, they hide a pickle ornament in the Christmas tree. The first kid to find it on Christmas morning gets an extra present. Talk about a fun way to wake up on Christmas. Christmas lights, thank Thomas Edison. And speaking of Christmas trees, you know those beautiful Christmas lights we all love? We can thank Thomas Edison for those. He invented the first strand of electric lights in 1880. What a bright idea. Hiding brooms? Witchcraft? Only in Norway. Okay, last but not least, we have a spooky one. In Norway, they hide their brooms on Christmas Eve to keep witches from stealing them. Apparently, people used to believe that witches came out on Christmas Eve. So there you go. Happy holidays from your boy, the AI Dude, and there you have it, folks. 20 fascinating facts about Christmas that you can share with your friends and family. Now you're basically a Christmas encyclopedia. Go impress your friends, win some holiday trivia, and most importantly, have a very Merry Christmas. This is the AI Dude, signing off. See you next time.